What it do, what it do, what it do? It's your boy, Sell It Sell, and we back in here for another episode of Juice City Legends. If you have not, please hit the like button. Please subscribe, share, comment. Hey man, like I say, we want to give a shout out to everybody that been tuning in to the channel, man. I appreciate all the love, man. We going up. We at 500. We're a little bit over 500. I'm gonna give y'all a surprise. Once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to reveal myself. You know what I mean? Because I ain't got nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? I just tried this YouTube thing out and I didn't know how it was going to work. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Shout out to my boy, man, so crazy, man. Another cat from my hometown. Me and bro grew up together like he told y'all in the video, man. Me and him go way back. Georgetown, Wood Street days. Rowing in middle school, man. You know what I'm saying? We real Juice City legends, man. Shout out to my boy, man, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody tuning in, checking out the page, man. We going up. It's a lot coming. Anybody that got any product that need to be promoted, shout out your boy. I'm the guy. Let me do that. So today, we're going to get into one of my favorite rappers of all time, man. You know what I'm saying? If you grew up in them early 2000s, and you from Jackson, Mississippi, you remember when Lil Flip was the coldest rapper everybody was listening to, man. Before we was on Booster Tough, before we was on Guided Jeezy, Lil Flip was that guy. I'm finna show love to my boy Lil Flip, man, and pay homage and show y'all how Lil Flip was one of the original trendsetters for a lot of stuff that's going on today. But just like the music industry go. One day you here, the next day you out of there. You know what I'm saying? They'll turn their back on you in the blink of an eye, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's artists coming out every year. But it was once upon a time, Lil Flip was that guy. If you was born, if you was going to school, if you was in high school, or middle school, in the late 90s, early 2000s, you remember when Lil Flip was everybody's favorite rapper. A lot of stuff that these boys doing there, and a lot of other rappers get credit for, Lil Flip was doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all sit back, man, chill out, roll up, do what you gonna do. We about to get into it. So, like I like to do in a lot of my stories, I like to always give y'all a story or a scenario or a certain event that happened that introduced me to certain artists. So I gotta tell y'all how I got on Lil Flip. Now back in like the year 2000, you know what I'm saying, we were staying out. I was staying in West Jackson or whatever. Shout out to the West Side, whatever. And my little partner Tyree, my boy West Side Tyree, me and him used to kick it tough. So one day, me and him, I forgot what we finna do. I ended up going to Tyree house though. You know what I'm saying? We over there chilling or whatever. He put some music on. He asked me, have I ever heard of Lil Flip? Nah, I ain't never heard of Lil Flip, man. Let me check him out. He put him in. The song that came on, it was a freestyle over the song T-Shirt and Panties by Dina Howard. But Lil Flip version was Trojans and My Boxers. And at the time, like I said, it was in the year 2000. I was like 14 years old or whatever. So we little manny boys. It was funny hearing the song Trojans and Boxers. So automatically over there, I'm finna go back to school to say that Monday. I got my Trojans and my Boxers on. You know what I mean? So that right there caught my attention or whatever. And when I listened to him, he kept saying something about freestyling. So I asked my boy Tyree, is he freestyling? He said, yeah. There's Lil Flip, the freestyle king. So I tell my boy Tyree, play another song, man. Let me hear something else. The song he played was a song called I Can Do That. And when it came on, it had like a little cartoonish beat. You ever heard that song, I can do that. You know what I mean? It got like a little cartoon beat. You know what I mean? And Flip come on the song. If I spill drink on my shirt, I can do that. It don't matter. I can buy me some more. I can do that. You know what I mean? He kept saying, I can do that after each line. But in each line, he pulling off all type of stunts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He making little punchline type of little raps, flexing about his jewelry, his clothes. You know what I'm saying? His car. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Good weed. He like to smoke on. He kept saying something about drink, sipping drink. You know what I'm saying? But he kept saying I can do that. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, the little cartoonish beat, it was knocking, man. You know what I'm saying? It caught my attention. So I'm like, dang, I can do that. So later on, I gone on by my business. Holler at my boy Tyree later on. You know, I'm walking home the whole time. I'm singing in my head, I can do that. I can do that. It don't matter. I can buy me some more. I can do that. You know. So like I say, I end up hooking up my partner Mike. He come pick me up. Mike pull up on me. Guess who Mike listening to? Lil Flip. I'm like, dang. Everybody on Flip. It's like I was the one left out. Like I didn't even know everybody was on Flip like this. So I tell my boy Mike, man, what you know about Lil Flip? He say, Flip, man, boy, this Flip that guy, man. What you mean? You ain't know about Lil Flip? I know y'all probably hear me talk about Mike all the time in my video, but shout out to my boy Mike Dawg, man. But me and Mike, we used to ride all night when we were young teenagers. So that whole night, we bumping Flip. And it was my first time hearing screw music. My boy Mike, he playing Lil Flip. And we just riding or whatever. And probably had us a little joint or something. We buzzed a little bit. So I really ain't even paying attention that the music sounds slow. So I asked my boy, like, man, what's wrong with your radio, man? He started laughing. Man, ain't nothing wrong with my radio, bruh. That's screw music. I'm like, screw? What you mean screw? And he can break down to me about screw music. this how they listen to music in Houston, Texas, man. It's a dude named DJ Screw. He slow down the music and put little cuts in the beat, what they call it chop. So they make it screw and chop. So I said, so is Lil Flip screw? He said, nah, man. Lil Flip is Screw protege. I'm like, oh, because in the beginning, I thought Lil Flip was Screw. I knew nothing about it, man. You know what I'm saying? It came like a bat out of hell. I ain't know nothing about no Screwed Up music, Lil Flip, none of that. So I heard all about it. At one time, I'm thinking Flip is Screw. But he like, no, DJ Screw is Screw. So like I said earlier in the video, when I was hanging with all these guys and they was introducing me to Lil Flip's music, this was in West Jackson. But I lived in West Jackson at the time, but I went to school in Georgetown, in Lanier. So when I got to my school and hung out with my partners that went to school with me and the stuff they get in the car with, that they listen to, is Lil Flip. Shout out to my boy Jerry, man. You know what I'm saying? Jerry put all us. If we know about Flip a little bit before then, we definitely know about him when we started hanging out with Jerry and we were riding deep after school or whatever, after the games, after football practice, all that type of good stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's all Jerry bumped. When Jerry had put us on different songs or whatever, he had kind of put us on stuff that was out earlier, but it was new to us. But it was jamming so hard, man. One of our songs, and a lot of other artists too, like he just put us on a lot of screw music in general. in one of our songs, our theme song in general. Our favorite song to listen to, like on the way home, when my boy getting ready to drop everybody off, or when we all together and we lit, was a song called Hold It Down by C-Note. Now C-Note, he is an original member of the Screwed Up Clique. C-Note was a rapper from a neighborhood called Botany on the south side of Houston, Texas. Right around the corner or kind of in the same facility as Lil Flip, you know what I mean? So C-Note would be the guy that gave Lil Flip his first shot in the music business, you know what I mean? And they had a song together that kind of put Lil Flip out there. That was one of me and my partner's other favorite songs. The name of the song was Diamonds in Your Face. Now, Diamonds in Your Face was a remake of the 1980s song All in Your Face. It's Written All Over Your Face by the Rude Boys featuring Jared Levert. Now, this song right here, Diamonds in Your Face, it was one of them Texas kind of songs, you know what I mean? Like Texas had their own little style or whatever. They was popular for remaking like older songs and kind of swagging to them or whatever. The same thing these young guys doing right now, you know what I mean? And they had like a little group or something, an R&B group on there singing the hook. Diamonds all in your face. I can't sing, man. Don't roast me, but you know what I mean. That was a hit. I think the reason we like Lil Flip is because, for one thing, he was kind of young or whatever, and we always listen to rap or whatever, but like in my teen years or whatever, all the rappers, they was way older than what we were. You know what I'm saying? They were 25 and 26, and we teenagers, 13, 14, 15 years old, you know, in high school or whatever. So we related to Lil Flip because he was young or whatever. And his rap style, it wasn't so serious or whatever. All that serious rapping and stuff, man, we listened to it, whatever, but that kind of stuff went over our head. We didn't understand what folks were talking about until later on in the game. But Lil Flip, he made, I'm not going to say kiddie music or whatever, but it was just relatable because he looked young or whatever. And he rapped about getting fresh. Lil Flip was one of the freshest rappers, you know what I mean? Like, back then, the southern rappers weren't really known for being fly. Lil Flip was the original Sauce Walker. Shout out to Sauce. But I'm saying that young, flashy, fly cat, you know what I mean? He was the first one of the first rappers other than the Cash Money Cats that were wearing jewelry. You know what I'm saying? The Platinum Grill. Lil Flip was the first one that I saw with a platinum grill. Not saying that he was the first one to do it, but he was one of the first ones that we saw out there in the magazines, on the rap videos and all that, especially representing from Houston, Texas. Lil Flip really put Texas back on the map. Y'all don't want to say that, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to tell the truth. Like I say, all the OGs, all my OGs, they used to listen to Scarface, Willie D, and all that, the Fifth Ward Boys. So me being around my OG, riding in the car with them and stuff like that, I heard of these guys or whatever. I knew their songs or whatever. I knew it was hard or whatever. Because like I say, my OG used to bump in it. Used to bump the Ghetto Boys, the Scarface and all that right there. But my generation, when I was in high school, it was either Cash Money, No Limit. At one time, you know, some people listen to certain different people, Jay-Z, Bone Thugs, or, you know, so a little bit 3 6 Mafia, but it was them groups right there. You know, wasn't nobody listening to H-Town rappers, mainstream. I'm saying we were listening to Scarface and all them. Not so. Let me get that correct, because the Ghetto Boy had Resurrection and all that out back then, so they had some stuff. But like I'm saying, around the beginning of the year 2000, he kind of had died down or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But what we didn't know is about the screw culture and all that. They were doing their thing in Texas. Or, like I said, Lil Flip was a little bit younger than all of the rest of the screwed up members. So if they were doing their thing, it wasn't no internet at the time. We really didn't know nothing about it. Cause that's really what was happening. Cause I heard some of Lil Kiki songs back in the day and didn't even know who he was till later on. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to hear that, but I never knew no face to it. That's why I say Lil Flip had brought Texas back. Because, like I say, the screwed up clique and all that, they were doing their thing, but it was kind of on the underground level. So Lil Flip was the first time for a lot of us hearing the screw culture or whatever. So for us younger people that came up a few years out of Kiki and Big Mo and all them, Lil Flip was our introduction to the screw culture. And when he came out with his album in I want to say what it was 2002 or something like that, the Underground Legend, that album went platinum with only one single. That This is the Way You Ball. And at that time in my city, man, everybody was on Lil Flip. I don't care what none of these folks tell you, man. Lil Flip was the guy. Lil Flip brought that culture in, like I say. He was the young rapper that was rapping about his ice. And then when you saw him, he had the ice. He was the one that put everybody on the iceberg and Platinum Fubu. Because back then we were supporting our black businesses, whatever. Platinum Fubu and iceberg and all that, that was equivalent to what the young people call design on that. So Lil Flip had the drip, you know what I'm saying? He just had that swag, man. He was somebody for the younger people to get into. His rap wasn't so serious or whatever. He rapped about, you know, balling and, you know, flex music. Something that the young people was more into other than the serious street stuff that everybody was talking about. For those of you who don't know, Lil Flip was signed to a label called Sucker Free. The label owner was a guy named Hump. Hump had a lot of ties with people in my city in Jackson, Mississippi. In fact, back in the day, I can recall getting to see Hump one time. One time with me, a lot of my other partners, I ain't gonna say no names in this situation. And it was an older guy from the hood that, you know, was a shot caller or whatever. And we was all on the block, and we saw a guy pull up in the green Jaguar. The dude hop out the car. We see the Sucker Free pitch shining from down the street. My boy, he tell me, man, that's Hump. I'm like, who is Hump? You know what I'm saying? He like, Hump, man, that's the dude who signed Lil Flip. And we saw Hump get out the car and dab it up with one of our OGs in the hood. And that's when Lil Flip started coming to Jackson a lot. The same way Boosie was known for hanging in Jackson, it was a point of time when Lil Flip was hanging around Jackson, hanging with all the D-boys. I know plenty of girls from back in the day used to have Lil Flip number, used to call them on the phone while we sitting around. We like, man, this girl really got Flip number. You know, like I said, it was back in high school and stuff like that or whatever. So Flip was everybody I knew. That was everybody's favorite rapper at the time. I don't care what nobody tell you. Lil Flip was that guy. Cause like I said, he was freestyling. He brought something new to the table or whatever. It was like a little bit behind the Cash Money scene and all that. This one around the time Juvenile was starting to break out. So it was something, we needed something new. And Lil Flip was that guy, man. You know what I'm saying? He was putting everybody on the Texas culture, the screw music. He was talking about drink. Boy, I wasn't talking about no sipping drink. They ain't even know what no sipping drink was. Lil Flip, if you know about Lil Flip and them old freestyles, when he was Sucker Free, when he was doing them songs with OG Ron C or whatever, Lil Flip couldn't be touched at that time, man. I mean, listening to it in hindsight, like I said, his music more for like a younger person, but at that time, you couldn't tell none of us Lil Flip wanted to call the dude rapping. And that's why I say Lil Flip he kind of put Houston back where it needed to be. Before Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, Chameleon, all them boys, Salute, which I listen to all them guys too. That's who we was bumping. In fact, that's how we started listening to all them guys. And I'm not talking about from H-Town. I'm talking about when I be making my videos I'm speaking it from an out of town point of view. A lot of y'all get mad saying nobody went from the city. Bro, if it was just limited to y'all city, your music wouldn't spread the way it was. So be quiet with all that. Always talking about what nobody not being from the city. In the city I'm from, Jackson, Mississippi, like my boy Man told y'all, it's a hub city. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these artists, when they first get on, they got to come to Jackson. They got to come to Jackson before they blow up and go everywhere else. So Lil Flip was that guy at the time. And like I say, Hump, being who he was, he the older guy, got the connections and whatever. Made everything just a smooth transition. But Flip being in the city and having protection and nobody wasn't gonna bother him. Like I say, everybody loved him. Every weekend he was getting booked at there was Soups and all that was Soups, the ultimate bar and grill and all that was popping out. Like I say, the Birdland and nightlife. Back then it was called the upper level. Lil Flip was the main attraction. And it was before Lil Boost and them came Jackson's favorite rapper. So you go listen to that Lil Flip, that Boosie old song for my thugs. He shouting out Lil Flip. This Lil Flip and Lil O. Lil O. Mr. Bad Bad Give Me 50 Feet. Another H-Time rapper from the Screwed Up Clique. Or whatever. But Lil Flip, he was everybody's favorite rapper. Of course, we know Lil Flip teamed up with legendary Jackson rapper David Banner on the hit Like a Pimp. That's a Southern classic, man. You know, they still remaking that song to this day. B King got a remake. That's another rapper from H-Town. But you know, that day right there, when they shot that video, that's one of the days I truly miss. They shot that video in Battlefield Park in West Jackson. And from what everybody told me, the whole city was out. The reason I missed it is because I was living in Texas at the time. For all you clowns that's always talking about, oh, he ain't from. Bro, I've been going to Texas my whole life or whatever. And like I say, Texas and Mississippi is a sister state relationship. I got so much family in Texas, Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't get to go to the video shoot because I was in Texas. But even when I was in Texas, I remember it was like a Sunday or something like that. I got a good memory. And that's when Skip Cheatham and all them was on the radio. I think that was K104 or whatever. And I remember him telling everybody leaving Texas, going to Jackson for David Banner video. You know what I'm saying? Anybody out in the comments that was at that video shoot, y'all let everybody know how it was or whatever. But you can see, man, we had never seen a sight like this again. Nobody in Jackson that's rapping, other than I say Battlefield Pierre, had the video with like the whole city was out. You know what I'm saying? This is history right here. And David Banner had to put Lil Flip on there because David Banner knew everybody was rocking with Lil Flip, the Leprechaun, the freestyle king. Now I'm sure everybody know Flip had to be with T.I. back in the day, where over the King of the South title. And of course everybody know the Flip kind of fell off a little bit in some people's eyes. And T.I. blew up, turned up, became a legend. So the way we felt about it, a lot of people they turned on Flip. A lot of people they stopped rocking with Flip. You know, they went on with the next trend. They jumped on the bandwagon. You know, I can't say jump on the bandwagon because T.I. he was a great artist. He was coming out with some good heat around that time, and it just caught Flip off angle. When T.I. came at him like that, he just couldn't come back because, in my opinion, Flip, he underestimated T.I. Because Flip had platinum hits at the time. Flip had both of his albums had went platinum. One of them went double platinum. His underground album, The Leprechaun, it even went gold. It's probably platinum right now. In 2021, I think it went platinum. So Flip had plaques. You know what I'm saying? And Flip, he was looked at as a young boss. You know what I'm saying? So he underestimated Ti. He underestimated Atlanta. But Tip, he was slick now. Cause in my opinion, I don't believe that it was ever a beef. T.I. said that when he was in jail, a girl who was cool with his wife told him that Lil Flip was talking about him behind stage. Now, like I said, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not finna be paying no attention to no he said, she said mess anyway. So that's BS in my eyes. I don't believe it was no situation. I know T.I. just did it the same thing 50 Cent did. He knew that them H-Town OGs really didn't like Flip. He knew about Lil Third, the guy who Lil Flip had a beef with from his hood that claimed that Flip stole the title, the Leprechaun, from him. Now, if y'all want to hear a backstory on that, y'all got to go check out this guy, Dunny Houston, from out of H-Town. Shout out to him or whatever. He got a real in-depth story behind it with interviews from both of them. But see, T.I. knew that or whatever. And he knew that all them OGs really didn't rock with Flip. And some of them new artists that were coming out at the time with the Slim Thug, the Power Wall, and all them, they really weren't rocking with Flip. And T.I. knew that. So he used it, got cool with them, put it, Slim Thug, Power Wall, and them, Lil Third, he was even on Hustle Gang. And used it against him or whatever. And nobody looked at Lil Flip like a gangster, man. I don't care what nobody say. Lil Flip, he probably talk a little smack or whatever about what he'll do, but all rappers do. There ain't none of them killers in my eyes. Even the one that killers, stunned. Trying to put on a image. But nobody looked at Flip like no gangster, nothing like that. He was known for freestyle and saying little flashy, cool stuff in his lyrics, little punchlines or whatever, and dressing fly, having jewelry, and talking about how he smoke weed and sip drink. You know what I'm saying? And swing on foes and all that. He wasn't known as the gangster rapper. It's a street element in what he rap about because that's basically a hustler image, the baller lifestyle. But nobody looked at Flip like a gangster though, man. But all in all, T.I., he was a genius, man. Whatever he did, it worked. And Flip, and some people took the bad end of the stick, but if you knew Flip was independent way before he had signed that deal. And in Texas, Lil Flip, he was city to city everywhere. But one of the things I also want to say, Lil Flip was one of the first one to do out of the new rapper, was travel outside of Texas. Flip was, when he opened his rise, he was hitting all the small cities, the Memphis, the Jacksons, the Birmingham, and the Arkansas, and you know what I'm saying, the Floridas and the Kakalakis and stuff like that. Flip, he was touring, doing shows in all them cities or whatever. So he had built a fan base or whatever. And then he was a hustler. I always had other stuff going, and you know what I mean. I always stayed true to his roots and dropped independent albums. And to this day, Flip still putting out albums. He got his hand in a million different things. If you follow him on Instagram or whatever, he kind of getting you then you see a little bit what he got going. But Flip, man, that's one of my favorite rappers of all time to this day. Everybody I grew up with, at one point in time, Flip was that guy. They'll tell you, don't let nobody tell you what. Because, like I say, he was the one that put us on all that Texas lingo. And it was at one time, Texas was the city like Atlanta is and like Memphis is, Baton Rouge. Texas culture was it was it at one point in time. And Lil Flip was at the forefront. Shout out Lil Flip. Shout out Hump. Shout out the Sucker Free family. Shout out Swisha House. The Screwed Up Click. Shout out A-Town in general. Shout out Texas. You know, it's 713. You know, like I said, we've been rocking with all that music, man. So I'm a big fan, and we just want to give some love to Lil Flip, man. Once again, we want to give a shout out to that boy Lil Flip, man. Everybody in the comment, man, let me know what Lil Flip. If you're a Lil Flip fan, let me know what's your favorite song from Lil Flip, man. Mine is Diamonds in Your Favorite C Note, that Gone Stack Your Paper freestyle with Big Shasta, and probably Sunny Day. Man, I got a lot of them. That freestyle he got with Lil Run out that 25-8 beat. That one right there too hard. Once again, shout out to that boy Lil Flip, man. You know what I'm saying? You one of my favorite of all time, man. You put it down for that H-time. Shout out Lil Flip, man. Shout out to everybody for checking out the channel, man. If you have not, hit that like button, subscribe. Like I say, man, we just got more heat coming, man. And this right here, man, my content, man, we just giving y'all some, you know what I'm saying? This is entertainment, man. We just trying to relax your mind, man. We ain't gonna be on here talking about nothing too crazy. I know I talk about a lot of stuff from back in the day or whatever, but some people like hearing this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some young people may have never heard of these artists, and you know what I'm saying? So look at me like a historian, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. For everybody who keep asking me where I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. Jacktown, Juice City. But like I say, I'm a southern boy. And I don't know about y'all, but I always been a road runner. You know what I'm saying? I done been in all the southern states except one. But you know what I'm saying? So I be putting on for the South, putting on for hip hop, putting on for black people, just putting on in general. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna just always talk about hip hop or whatever, but this is what we talking about right now. You know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all seen some of my sports videos. I got some sports documentaries coming up. I just want y'all to tune in, man. We appreciate everybody, and like I say, we on that road to 1K. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a live video and let everybody see who I am. Some of y'all, you from Jackson, and you hear me saying Sell Sell, and you hear me saying my hood and all that, you already know who I am. But these for the out of towners, whatever. Some of my out of town people who just getting hip with me. So like I say, man, shout out to everybody. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'm gone.